Hi, it's Silver.
And eating.
Welcome to Egg Feathers Homestead, where we are wrapping up the Every Bit Counts challenge, and we hope you enjoy it. Short but sweet. If you enjoy homemade food, country living, and preserving the harvest, then you come to the right place. See you guys in more videos.
Yeah.
Happy Monday night, everybody. Today I am going to make pickled beets. It's a recipe from Mary's Nest. I made them last year and they're gone. They're all gone, so we need more. Right now I have 3 pounds of, oh, she can't see it. Anyway, I have 3 pounds of beets in pot to boil. And I will let them go for 20 to 30 minutes. You want them to be able to be pierced by a knife or a fork, but you don't want them to be so tender that they're mush, because that's just not good. So I'll be checking on them relatively frequently to be sure that I don't overcook them. And then I also am making corn cob juice, which I will turn into corn cob jelly tomorrow. I'm not going to stay up late enough to do that tonight, but I figure if I get the juice done and put it in the fridge, it'll make things really easy for tomorrow. So I am going to cut up some onions and get my other ingredients together and then just wait for these beets to be done. In the meantime, I am water glassing a 2-gallon bucket worth of eggs. One of my friends had asked me for some, so I'm putting these aside for her. And yeah, that's what I'm up to. So it's another day. I'm hoping to go to bed before 2 o'clock in the morning this time. I will bring you back when we're packing these jars with this beautiful beet mixture. It's so delicious. You gotta try it. See you in a little bit. My beets have been boiling for about 30 minutes, and I can pierce the beet, but it's not like butter. It's still got a little bit of give to, a little bit of resistance to it. So I'm calling these good. I'm going to put these in cold water, chill them down, peel them, cut them into chunks. I have 1 large onion cut up into half-moon rounds. This is what they look like. I just put on my brine, which is 3 cups apple cider vinegar, 1 cup water, ½ cup of sugar, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of allspice berries, teaspoon of cloves, 1 cinnamon stick. I'm going to bring it up to a simmer and then turn it off. Once the beets are cooled down and cut up into nice sized chunks, I don't know how to describe it, but pretty. I'm looking at my cut up onion, like about this size. So like an inch by 1.5-inch. I'm going to mix the onions and the beets together, put it in the jars, and then put the brine over the top, and then I will process it from there. I will have this recipe in the description. This is again from Mary's Nest. She has a website and also quite a large YouTube channel. She has a lot of very useful information. So yeah, check it out. And I'm gonna get to work, and I need to turn off the corn cobs. It smells very earthy in here between the beets and the corn cobs. I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I have peeled and cubed up my beets and mixed them with my onions. And I'm going to be a little messy because the toddler bandits have struck again, and I cannot find my canning funnels, either of them. So luckily this pad that I'm using is clean. Everything is wiped up and clean. What I'm doing now is I'm putting my beets and onions in to my jar, leaving about 1/2 inch of headspace. I don't want to pack them in super tight, but I do want them in there relatively generously filled. As I make a huge mess here, because of course I decided to use regular mouth jars. These will not last around my house. They will not last. Pickled beets, if they know that they're there, they're going to get eaten. I mean, 1 jar lasts 1 sitting. They're delicious. They're really good for you. They're sweet and tangy and a little bit savory. And with the onion and the spices and the brine, it's just really, really good. So yeah, these won't make it. You're gonna hear noise in the background. Benjamin is mixing our cookie dough for tomorrow. If you are new to the channel and haven't watched all of our videos, you probably wouldn't know that we make a whole lot of kringle, which is a Norwegian soft cookie. And we distribute those to some of our local grocers. And we bake those every day. Gosh, can you see any of this? There you go. Get this a little closer here. We bake those every day, generally before school time. All right. Jar to 1/2-inch headspace. Got my handy dandy strainer here. Because the spices are beautiful, but we don't want them in the jar. Use my handy dandy chopstick here. Best debubbling tool around, I tell you what. Tuck these beets back in their bath here. And give it just a touch more brine. Beautiful. All right. I'm going to use my handy dandy cloth. Clean it off really well. Surprisingly, not as messy as I thought it would be. Make sure with a clean finger that I don't have any chips, dents, cracks, etc., etc. And the lid on. I'm going to go ahead and crank these all out and get them in the canner. Happy Tuesday night, friends! Tonight I'm making corn cob jelly, and Abby does not want me to be filming, and she's threatening me with a knife, so if I don't make another video tomorrow, come save me. Anyway, I'm making corn cob jelly. Yesterday I had a big old pan of corn cobs, and I just covered them with water, brought them to a boil for like 45 minutes while I made my pickled beets, and put it in the fridge overnight. And then today I made another batch because, you know, apparently I'm a glutton for punishment in a very hot, steamy house. So anyway, they're all done. And here's one of my corn cob broth jars. It doesn't look very appealing. It's amazing how strong of a corn flavor it has. And tonight we're going to turn this into jelly, because you can turn just about anything into jelly, and I want to try it. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make coffee jelly in the future too. I did not know that was a thing, but oh my gosh, cold brew coffee jelly, yes. All right, I do 3 cups. We make one small batch. 1, 2, and 3. I'm not adding any lemon juice. The recipe I'm following online is just talking about acidity of corn and how with all the sugar it's not an issue. Remember when I made the salsa last week, there we go. When I made the salsa last week, I had talked about that. Or maybe I didn't talk about that, I don't know. But I added corn to some of my salsa because I had looked up the acid content on it, and it was actually higher than the bell peppers and stuff I was using, so I felt really comfortable using it. I did not know that corn was acidic, but now I do. I learn something new every day. So I got this whisked up. That was a package of powdered pectin. Say that 3 times fast. I added that to my corn cob tea, and I'm going to bring this up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to add 3 cups of sugar, bring it back up to a boil, boil 5 minutes, skimming off any foam, and then put it in jars. And it's just lickety split, as simple as that. We'll see how it tastes. I was thinking it might be fun to put this on cornbread, maybe with some corn chowder. How cool would that be? We'll have a corny night. Anyway, see you in a bit. Bye-bye. Here it is, corn cob jelly. That is like one of the prettiest colors I've ever seen. Look at that, it's so cool. And the taste is actually surprising to me. It's like kind of tart and a little bit lemony, but you can definitely taste the corn. So this one will definitely be going on a rotation. We have an absurd amount of jam, but we also have an absurd amount of kids, and I absolutely love it. So, oh, did you hear that? It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that ping. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow night. I have been water glassing eggs, but sometimes they're just too dirty to water glass. They have to be clean and unwashed, and that means no poopies or dirt. So for these extra ones, I decided to scrub the eggs really well, and then I am preserving the egg yolks in salt. I got this idea from Jessica at 3 Rivers, and I think I had seen Homesteading Family do it at some point, but I'm not sure on that. Anyway, she was using it like Parmesan cheese, grating it up because they're dairy-free in their family, and I thought that that looked really delicious. Egg yolks are so incredibly nutritious and full of healthy fats. So I thought it would be really fun to try this. And right now we're separating the yolks from the whites. And I tell you what, for some reason, these eggs were just giving us conniptions. I don't understand it, but the yolks kept popping. So we kept having to go again and again. It ended up working out well in the end, and all those shells just get thrown into the garden. But these will go in the fridge for a week and put them in a bed of really deep pink salt and Redmond salt. Once I got a whole dozen, put a whole bunch of salt. The directions that I found online said that you want to add at least 1/4 of an inch of salt over the top. So it took a little bit to get that. That's a 1/2 gallon jar of salt. This was a bunch of salt, which I do not mind because I'll just dry it out in the oven and put it away for the next batch of salted egg yolks. I believe that these are going to be quite delicious. I'm actually really stoked to try them. I just had never thought of doing it this way. So actually this Wednesday, I pull these out and I will wrap them in cheesecloth and then put them in the fridge for their second part of drying and curing. It's going to be delicious. Thanks again for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful week. Take care, and we will see you soon. Bye-bye now.